Listen up, because if you don't take action before February 5th, 2026, you could be leaving thousands of dollars on the table, or worse, facing penalties and complications that could have been easily avoided. The clock is ticking, and what I'm about to share with you is absolutely critical for anyone who receives Social Security benefits or is planning to apply for them in the near future. This isn't just another video about Social Security updates. This is your action plan, your checklist, your roadmap to making sure you're completely prepared for a deadline that's approaching faster than you think. Before you assume this doesn't apply to you or that you've got plenty of time, I'm telling you right now, you need to watch every single second of this video, because the steps I'm about to outline could literally change your financial future. We're talking about protecting your benefits, maximizing your payments, and avoiding mistakes that the Social Security Administration won't warn you about until it's too late. Welcome back to the channel where I break down the complex world of Social Security, retirement benefits, and financial security into actionable information you can actually use. I'm here because too many Americans are confused, overwhelmed, or simply uninformed about their Social Security benefits, and that confusion costs them real money. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because I'm constantly bringing you time-sensitive information that could impact your benefits and your financial well-being. This video in particular is one you cannot afford to miss, because we have a hard deadline of February 5th, 2026, and if you're not ready by then, you could face serious consequences. Give this video a thumbs up right now if you value this kind of straightforward, no-nonsense information about your benefits. Drop a comment below telling me if you knew about this February 5th deadline or if this is news to you. Your engagement helps this video reach more people who desperately need this information. Now let's dive into exactly what you need to do before February 5th, 2026, and why this date is so critically important. First, let me explain why February 5th, 2026 is such a crucial date. This is the deadline for several important Social Security-related actions that will affect millions of beneficiaries and future beneficiaries. The Social Security Administration has set this date for the implementation of new verification requirements, updated filing procedures, and critical changes to how certain benefits are calculated and distributed. If you miss this deadline, you could face delayed payments, reduced benefits, or administrative complications that take months to resolve. This isn't fear-mongering. This is based on official announcements from the Social Security Administration and changes that are already in motion. The problem is that the SSA hasn't done a great job of publicizing these deadlines, which means millions of Americans have no idea they need to take action. The first critical action you need to take before February 5th is to verify and update your earnings record with the Social Security Administration. Your Social Security benefits are calculated based on your lifetime earnings, specifically your highest 35 years of earnings. If there are errors in your earnings record, you could be shortchanged on your benefits, potentially losing hundreds of dollars per month for the rest of your life. Here's the problem. The Social Security Administration relies on employers to report your earnings correctly, and mistakes happen more often than you'd think. A wrong Social Security number, a transposed digit, an employer who went out of business without properly reporting your earnings, all of these can result in missing or incorrect information on your record. Before February 5th, 2026, the SSA is implementing a new verification system that will make it much harder to correct errors after that date. Right now, you can still dispute errors and provide documentation going back many years. After February 5th, the burden of proof becomes much stricter, and errors older than a certain date may become nearly impossible to correct. Here's exactly what you need to do. Go to the Social Security Administration website and create or log into your My Social Security account. Once you're logged in, review your entire earnings history year by year. Compare it to your tax returns, W-2 forms, and any other documentation you have of your earnings. Look for years where earnings seem too low or are completely missing. If you find any discrepancies, you need to contact the Social Security Administration immediately and provide documentation to correct the errors. Don't wait until you're ready to retire to do this. Do it now. The second critical action you must take before February 5th is to ensure your direct deposit information is current and accurate. Starting February 5th, 2026, the Social Security Administration is implementing enhanced security measures for benefit payments. As part of these measures, they're requiring all beneficiaries to verify their banking information through a new secure system. If you don't complete this verification process by the deadline, your payments could be delayed or even suspended until you do. This is especially important if you've changed banks recently, updated your account, or have any issues with your current direct deposit setup. Here's what you need to do. Log into your My Social Security account and navigate to the direct deposit section. Verify that your bank name, routing number, and account number are all correct. If anything has changed or if you're not sure, contact your bank directly to get the correct information. Then use the SSA's new verification system to confirm your banking details. You'll likely need to authenticate your identity through multiple steps, so give yourself plenty of time to complete this process. Don't leave it until the last minute. If you still receive paper checks instead of direct deposit, this is absolutely the time to switch. Paper checks are not only slower and less secure, but they're also going to face additional delays under the new system. Setting up direct deposit is simple and ensures your money gets to you faster and more securely. The third critical action before February 5th involves Medicare enrollment and coordination. If you're approaching 65 or are already enrolled in Medicare, there are important deadlines tied to February 5th that affect your coverage and costs. The Social Security Administration and Medicare are implementing tighter integration of their systems, which means any discrepancies between your Social Security record and your Medicare enrollment could cause problems. You need to verify that your Medicare information is correctly linked to your Social Security record. This includes making sure your Medicare number, coverage dates, and any supplemental insurance information are all accurate in the SSA system. Additionally, if you're planning to delay Medicare enrollment because you have other coverage, you need to document this properly before February 5th. Failing to do so could result in late enrollment penalties that follow you for the rest of your life. These penalties can add 10% or more to your Medicare Part B premiums permanently. Check your My Social Security account to see what Medicare information is on file. If anything is incorrect or missing, contact both Medicare and Social Security to get it straightened out. This is also a good time to review your Medicare coverage options and make sure you have the right plan for your needs. The fourth essential action is to update your personal information and beneficiary designations. The Social Security Administration needs to have your current address, phone number, and emergency contact information on file. Starting February 5th, the SSA will be using this information for important security verifications and communications. If your information is outdated, you might miss critical notices about your benefits or have trouble accessing your account when you need it. Even more important are your beneficiary designations for survivor benefits. If you're married, divorced, widowed, or have dependents who might be eligible for benefits based on your record, you need to make sure the SSA has accurate information about these relationships. This is especially critical if you've had any major life changes recently: marriage, divorce, death of a spouse, birth or adoption of a child, or changes in custody arrangements. All of these can affect Social Security benefits, and you need to report them to the SSA. Before February 5th, review all your personal information in your My Social Security account and update anything that's incorrect or out of date. If you've moved, changed your name, or had any other significant life changes, make sure those are reflected in the SSA's records. This might seem like a minor administrative task, but having incorrect information on file can delay benefits, cause overpayments that you'll have to pay back, or result in eligible family members not receiving benefits they're entitled to. The fifth critical step is to review and understand your benefit options if you're approaching retirement age. February 5th, 2026 represents a cutoff date for certain claiming strategies and options that will no longer be available after that date. The Social Security Administration periodically changes the rules around when and how you can claim benefits, and some beneficial strategies that existed in the past have already been phased out. If you're between 62 and 70 years old, you're in the window where your claiming decision will have lifetime implications. Before February 5th, you need to understand all your options. Claiming early with reduced benefits, waiting until full retirement age, or delaying until 70 for maximum benefits. You also need to understand spousal benefits, survivor benefits, and how working while receiving benefits affects your payments. The Social Security Administration offers free counseling and benefit estimates, but their resources are often overwhelmed, and getting an appointment can take weeks or even months. Don't wait until the last minute. Schedule a consultation with the SSA now, or use their online tools to run different scenarios and see how your claiming age affects your lifetime benefits. This is also the time to consult with a financial advisor who specializes in Social Security planning. The difference between an optimal claiming strategy and a poor one can be tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. The sixth crucial action involves tax planning and understanding the tax implications of your Social Security benefits. Starting in 2026, there are changes to how Social Security benefits are reported for tax purposes and how the taxable portion of your benefits is calculated. Before February 5th, you need to understand whether your Social Security benefits will be taxable and, if so, how much. Up to 85% of your Social Security benefits can be subject to federal income tax depending on your total income. The thresholds for these taxes haven't been adjusted for inflation in decades, which means more and more retirees are finding their benefits taxable even though their real purchasing power hasn't increased. Before February 5th, meet with a tax professional to understand your tax situation. Look at your total income from all sources: Social Security, pensions, retirement account withdrawals, investment income, and any wages if you're still working. Understanding your tax liability helps you plan better and avoid surprises when tax time comes. You might also want to consider whether to have taxes withheld from your Social Security payments rather than paying estimated taxes quarterly or facing a big bill when you file your return. You can set up voluntary tax withholding through your My Social Security account. The seventh essential step is to clean up any outstanding issues or debts with the Social Security Administration. If you've ever been overpaid benefits, have outstanding student loans, owe child support, or have any other debts that could result in your Social Security benefits being garnished, you need to address these before February 5th. Starting after that date, the SSA is implementing an automated debt collection system that will more aggressively pursue overpayments and other debts. Your benefits could be reduced by up to 15% to repay these debts, and the new system will make it harder to negotiate payment plans or appeal decisions. Check your My Social Security account to see if there are any overpayments or debts listed. If you see something you don't understand or disagree with, contact the SSA immediately to dispute it or set up a repayment plan. Don't ignore these issues hoping they'll go away. They won't, and they'll only get worse after February 5th. Similarly, if you have any pending applications, appeals, or other matters with the Social Security Administration, make sure these are moving forward and that you've provided all requested documentation. Incomplete applications or missing paperwork can cause delays that extend well beyond February 5th. The eighth critical action is to secure your online Social Security account against fraud and identity theft. Scammers increasingly target Social Security beneficiaries, and identity theft involving Social Security numbers and benefits is a growing problem. Before February 5th, the SSA is implementing enhanced security measures for online accounts, including multi-factor authentication and additional identity verification steps. If you don't set these up proactively, you might find yourself locked out of your account when you need it most. Make sure you have a strong, unique password for your My Social Security account. Don't use the same password you use for other sites. Set up two-factor authentication if it's available. Review your account settings and security questions to make sure they're current and that only you would know the answers. Also, be aware of Social Security scams. The SSA will never call you threatening to suspend your benefits unless you pay money immediately, will never ask you to pay anything with gift cards or wire transfers, and will never ask for your personal information if they initiated the contact. If you receive suspicious calls, emails, or text messages, claiming to be from Social Security, report them to the SSA's Office of Inspector General. Protecting your Social Security number and your benefits from fraud is more important than ever, and the steps you take before February 5th can prevent major headaches later. The ninth important step is to organize and safeguard your documentation. You need to have certain documents readily accessible for Social Security purposes: your birth certificate, proof of citizenship or legal residency, military service records if applicable, marriage certificates, divorce decrees, death certificates of former spouses, and documentation of any name changes. Before February 5th, gather all these documents and make copies. Store the originals in a safe place and keep copies where you can easily access them. You might also want to create digital copies and store them securely in the cloud or on a password-protected device. If you're missing any important documents, now is the time to request replacements. Getting a copy of a birth certificate, marriage license, or other vital records can take weeks or even months, depending on where and when the event occurred. Don't wait until you need these documents to apply for benefits or resolve an issue. Get them now while you have time. Having your documentation organized and complete will make any interaction with the Social Security Administration go much more smoothly. The 10th and final critical action before February 5th is to educate yourself about your rights and responsibilities as a Social Security beneficiary. The Social Security system is incredibly complex, with thousands of rules and exceptions. You have rights when it comes to appealing decisions, correcting errors, and accessing your benefits, but you also have responsibilities to report changes, provide accurate information, and follow the rules. Before February 5th, 2026, take the time to read the official Social Security Handbook, watch educational videos from the SSA, and understand the basics of how the system works. Know what events you're required to report to Social Security: changes in income, living arrangements, marital status, work status, and more. Understand the penalties for not reporting these changes, which can include overpayments you have to pay back, fines, or even criminal prosecution in extreme cases. The more you know about how Social Security works, the better equipped you'll be to maximize your benefits and avoid problems. There are also excellent resources from nonprofit organizations like AARP, the National Council on Aging, and others that provide free education about Social Security. So to recap, before February 5th, 2026, you absolutely must verify your earnings record, update your direct deposit information, coordinate your Medicare enrollment, update your personal information and beneficiaries, understand your claiming options, plan for taxes, resolve any outstanding debts or issues, secure your online account, organize your documentation, and educate yourself about the system. These 10 steps will ensure you're completely ready for the changes coming and that you don't face any unpleasant surprises after the deadline passes. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this comprehensive guide. I know this was a lot of information, but every single point I covered is critical to protecting your Social Security benefits and making sure you're ready for February 5th, 2026. If this video helped you, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with anyone you know who receives Social Security or will be applying soon. This is information that could literally save people thousands of dollars, and the more we spread the word, the better. Leave a comment below telling me which of these 10 steps you're going to tackle first, or if you have questions about any of them. I read every comment, and I'll do my best to point you in the right direction. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel with notifications turned on, because I'll be following up with more detailed videos on several of these topics in the coming weeks. You can't afford to miss these updates as we get closer to the February 5th deadline. Take action today, don't procrastinate, and make sure you're completely ready. Your financial security in retirement depends on it. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, stay informed and stay prepared.